So I'm going to do some GammaOS boot up testing. The below one is actually using a Samsung A2U3 card, which is actually saying 190 megabytes per second of speed, while the one up above, which I just recently installed, GammaOS install a clean build recently, is reaching only 150 megabytes per second. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and boot these up at the same time. I'm going to hold down the button for both of these at about 2 to 3 seconds and see which one goes to their home screen first. 1, 2, 3, 4. The original one is at the bottom. That's why it's got a boot screen that I had created earlier. There we go. A few seconds behind, you see that? So they're both loading up their firmware. And I felt there was a lag in it. So I'm actually looking to start a clean build again on that higher 190 megabyte per second card. We're still waiting for the home screen. We've got the first one booted up at the top. There we go. And there we go. They basically almost came together because I've removed some applications. So pretty close. Pretty close on the boot. Not too bad. Not sure what's going on with the one below, but the top one did boot. Not too bad as far as the loading time. There's my main screen. Not seeing the bottom one. Let's see what happened and why it fell behind. Still showing it's on. I don't believe the battery's dead. There, we turned the screen off. Screen on. But for some reason, because we don't have any ROMs, there's no platform. And it's not giving me the menu key when I press power. So we're going to go ahead and boot that up again. And that's why we're creating a new build with this lower one with the faster card, because it seems like there's some issues there. So it did show that there was an issue, and that the boot up time actually went pretty much approximately the same, but you can actually notice that the lower one booted up quicker to GammaOS. It's just that what the files are that are behind the firmware, are my ROMs and BIOS that I've removed, are not allowing it to work well. So just wanted to show you an example of the boot up time for GammaOS. So we're back on GammaOS. We just loaded up ESDE, and what we're going to do is we're going to boot up a PS2 game. PS2, using the Trimui Smart Pro, not the S model. We're going to go with Simpsons Road Rage, which is using the Nether X, I believe. Just going to go ahead and launch it. Let's see what happens. So again, Trimui Smart Pro, PS2 game, Simpsons Road Rage. Let's see how quickly we can get it to boot up and how far we can get it to play. We've got a screen. I got a frame counter. If it's in red, that means it's slow. Image isn't too bad, a little bit of a blur. Let's see how well it plays for a second. Now the audio has started to decrease. We'll go ahead and select Bart. Audio is starting to get a little bit. But it's still loading. A little bit of delay. I believe when actually I had the original PS2 game on my PS2 back in the day, there was always a delay in the loading time when it went to this screen. Still loading. There we go. And the audio is horrible. The back of the Smart Pro is getting a little warmed up. Yeah, the audio is just worried about what I can see from the small screen. Probably 15 and under frames per second. There we go. We can steer. We're just going to pass him and I'll show you the steering. I'm trying to move him. He's going so slow. So this is an example on the Trimui Smart Pro using the PS2. We'll go ahead and get out of it. Playing Simpsons Road Rage. Let's go ahead and get out of it. It's pretty bad. Bring it back to the front screen. See how quickly it... There we go. Ethernet SX2 is what I'm using. Included my BIOS and was simply able to load up Simpsons Road Rage, but as you can see, the gameplay is rather horrible. So, just an example using GammaOS, trying to attempt to get a PS2 game going. Thanks again. Here we are using GammaOS on the Trimui Smart Pro, loading ESDE front end. We're going to go ahead and try a Nintendo DS game. So we've got Chrono Trigger, Metroid Pinball, Pokemon Black version. We're going to go with the Pokemon Black version. We're going to verify that it's using the right emulator that's included in my system, which is the Drastic. And I am not seeing it. Here we go, Drastic Standalone. We're not going to select these other emulators. We're going to go and do a scrape as well. Oh, we've already had images on there, so we don't need that. We'll do a save. We'll do apply. And we're going to go and execute the game. Let's see Pokemon Black on Trimui Smart Pro using the GammaOS firmware. So there we go, it booted up. Let's see if we press a menu key. Does it give us a screen? If I'm using my R2 trigger, it's going to flip the screen. Now if I do the L2 trigger, it opens up a sub-menu, as you can see. You can move around here with the joystick. So if we were going to move down to swap screen, but we would actually like to look at some settings. Well, it seemed to have booted up the game here. Oh, it crashed. So we're going to run it again. We're going to run it through ESDE instead of running it solely through Drastic. Just because that's where we're going to be setting up the front end when this system is completed. Right now it's using the Dioshu front end, which actually doesn't have any ROMs or platforms set up on it, so it's able to give me the applications when it boots up to that screen, which it makes it really nice. So let's go over to Nintendo DS again, round 2. We'll go to Pokemon Black version. We'll get it to start. There we go. Sounds okay. We'll go with a new game. Sounds great using the Drastic for NDS. If you wanted to switch the screen, R2. So this works really well. Image is great. So very similar to the Drastic that's being used on some of the other custom firmwares out there, but again, Trimui Smart Pro running GammaOS, Drastic, and Pokemon Black. Seems to be working well. We'll go ahead and press the power button. We're going to go ahead and close that out. It should actually resort, there we go, back to ESDE. Perfect. So there's an attempt to use NDS. All right, we're going to run GammaOS with the front end ESDE on the Trimui Smart Pro, and we're going to try out an N64 game. See how well it plays. Now it's actually using an external, so let's make sure we've got the right one. Mario Kart 64 seemed to work really well. Let's try Super Smash Brothers. You can see in the video it lags a little bit. Let's just see how it goes. So before we do that, let's make sure that we're running the right core. We'll scroll down to the bottom of the metadata. And we're using the M64 Plus FC standalone. We're going to go ahead and save it, apply it, and we're going to go ahead and select it. Let's boot it up. Again, we're running the GammaOS on the Trimui Smart Pro. N64 game, Super Smash Mario. So it's loaded the emulator. So there is a little bit of a delay. See, it's counting down. I believe using the other firmwares it would boot up the game a little bit quicker. Go ahead and press. We're running at about 30, mid-30s. We're going to go with Fox. Yeah, our frames just dropped. Really bad. Let's just close out of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up ESDE again. Let's go ahead and select one of the other cores and see actually how GammaOS would work with the non-standalone for an N64 game. N64. We're going to go to Super Smash. This time we're going to go ahead and select a different core. We'll bring it down to the bottom. We're going to go with the Mupen 64 Plus next, which is built into the RetroArch, I believe. Let's go ahead and select that one. Let's go ahead and execute it. Frames per second, it's running RetroArch. Booted up rather quicker. Frames per second definitely dropped down. Let's go again with Fox. Oh my goodness, the audio is just horrible on this. Yeah, this is unplayable. You're not able to play this at all. Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. But again, that's just showing you GammaOS running on the Trimui Smart Pro. And that is actually running with an A2 U3 Samsung SD card. And we were trying to attempt to do N64 Super Smash Brothers, and with 2 cores it completely has horrible audio and video glitches. So just going to show you that example. Thanks again. Alright, what we're going to do is we're running GammaOS on the Trimui Smart Pro, and we're going to try some PPSSPP. We're going to just go ahead and run the standalone emulator. So I'm going to go ahead and press A to execute it and open it up. We're hoping there should be a list of games. We're running the version 1.18.1. We're not seeing any games, so we're going to have to actually run through the ESDE to get it. Not sure why my games are not showing up in a ROMs folder. I haven't been able to locate that. I'm going to have to set it up with the computer to find out where those are going. So let's go to ESDE. Open up that front end. See if we have any PSP games listed. It does load up a little bit slow. Scroll through the platforms that I have. GameCube has completely failed. There we go, PSP. So we've got 3 games. We'll go with the Marvel Superhero Squad. Rather quickly on the boot up time. There we go. If I press menu key, I should get my sub menu. There we go. So again, we're running the PPSSPP. The version on this is 1.18.1. Let's go to the settings. It's using the Vulkan front end. We're going to go ahead and change that to the OpenGL. We're going to restart it. We're going to go to the resolution 2 times. That seems to be what's running fairly well on the other custom firmwares. We'll leave it at full screen, frame skipping. We'll change the alternative speed. Take that off to make it unlimited. We'll leave the speed hex as they are. Performance, all good. Texture, anisotropic filtering. We're going to go ahead and put it to 8 times. And we're going to go ahead and find the frame counter. There we go. It's booting up. Running about frames 30 per second. Booting up the game, no problem. This is the first time I've run it on here. Image sounds good. Let's go ahead and just do a battle. We'll go select Falcon and Wolverine. We'll go to Savage Land. Let's see how it plays out. Frames have dropped just a little under 30. That's okay. Image is really good. My movement. Jumping up. There we go. Punching him. Yeah, a little bit of a lag there. We got him. He's coming back, respawned. Still running at about 30. Image is really good on here. It's actually one of the best games I've seen play in this preview. Oh, we lost. So if I press the menu key, it opens up the submenu. Not bad. So there you go. Kind of giving you an example of using GammaOS on the Trimui Smart Pro, running the PPSSPP version 1.18.1. An example there of Super Mod Squad. So there we go. There's an example. Worked out really well.